So I was actually in high school at the time, so I applied in, I want to say, October time frame, where it was just a video submission, and this was season 16. I
What
did
year
it
was that?
2019.
Wow.
I submitted 2018, but I flew up for the first in-person audition January of 2019. Ended up doing the LA show. It used to be the Vegas week
Mm-hmm.
intensive
Yeah.
thing. And then made it through basically the very end. I ended up making the top 20, and it came down to me and a guy named Bill Rock, who ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually got cut, flew home that Sunday or something like that, and was in AP tests on Tuesday.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
Yeah, so that was a crazy experience. I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes for the very first time. Got used to interviewing a little bit, and it was really like a first jab at professional dancing.
Yeah. And all that behind the scenes, what was that like?
It was hard. I mean, the production aspect of it, it constantly kept you on your toes. There was a lot of times where you had to be really smart as a dancer. For instance, between different styles, you could be, put out in the lobby and you got to wait for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So you got to make sure you're staying warm and you're being focused, because then like, hey, we need you right now to be on set. And it's just one of those situations where you're getting pulled for an interview, and then boom, you got to dance, and then you got to do this, and you got to talk to this person. So in terms of like getting ready for a career, it was a good opportunity to start getting used to the idea that you constantly have to be ready.
And how were the dancers like connecting, like back there behind the scenes? Because that's not
Honestly,
easy. I mean, you guys are all
yeah.
competing for the same thing, so.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that I met through that experience that I still talk to, and I'm like great friends with. So I honestly didn't have any bad experiences with people, but I'm typically a little bit more of a wallflower. But I kind of stay back, and then I see my people, and then I go and I'll talk to them that way.
And when
So
you were on it, were there a lot of like hip hop people?
yeah, it was interesting. So you think, from my perspective, they would typically choose a style. So you would have a crumper, you would have a popper, you do animation. And so I kind of went in as a little bit more of like a choreo head. I did routines that I kind of self choreographed. And so from a hip hop perspective, I felt like I was doing something that wasn't as common there, that
Mhm.
oftentimes people are just freestyling their rounds, which was cool.
Yeah. And did you get to work with any cool choreographers when you were there?
Of course, yeah. So the hip hop round was with Luther Brown.
Oh,
Amazing.
That was great. My top 20 routine was with Talia, and I was dancing with Melanie.